Hello, Shane here. I just wanted to talk for a minute about this whole Ron Paul thing. First of all, it's great to have a candidate to be excited about, and it's just a phenomenal amount of response on the internet to the video that I put up and to the online polls and things like that. But I do want to talk about something, and I don't want to sound like a pessimist here because I'm not, but the truth is I've seen this before. It seems like, every time there's a presidential election, there's one candidate that the internet just rallies around. And if the internet had decided things, the election would turn out much differently. Harry Browne definitely would have been elected in 2000 if it was just the internet votes that had counted, because he was just such a phenomenon on the internet, but it translated to very few votes out there in the real world. And I know it seems staggering, like the MSNBC poll, I think 23,000 people voted for Paul in that poll. But out there in the real world, 23,000 is a drop in the bucket. It might get you one state, one of the smaller states, if all 23,000 were concentrated in that state. So all this activism on the internet, it's wonderful, it's great, keep doing it, but we can't stop there. We got to innovate. I don't really have any specific ideas, but we've got to get it out of cyberspace and into the real world. This Ron Paul meme that seems to be taking over the internet, we got to get that spreading through the real world. And it starts with just talking to everyone you know in the real world about Ron Paul, talking him up. But even that's not going to do it because, like I said, it's just going to be a drop in the bucket. We've got to get him on the major media. So that means getting out there and doing things like calling your local stations, writing to Fox News, writing to The Daily Show, and other places like that, getting Ron Paul out there. But they're not going to do that just because a whole bunch of people get in there and request it. So even that's not going to be enough. There's going to have to be donating lots of money to Ron Paul's campaign. He's going to have TV commercials out there, and the sooner the better, because pretty soon the winnowing out of the candidates is going to start happening, and we don't want Ron Paul to be one of those. And even if it's something like forming your own Ron Paul PAC, making your own commercial and showing it wherever you can, raising whatever money you can and doing it. Like I said, I don't have any specific solutions here, and I don't think there is a single magic solution we can do, but we need to do something to make this not just be an internet phenomenon. So feel free to respond to this video with ideas or leave comments or whatever, but I don't want this to end up being just another internet campaign that ends up fizzling out because it hasn't translated in the real world. Most of the people I talk to in the real world don't even know Ron Paul exists. And even people who did watch the debates, that's kind of forgotten a week later, unfortunately. So it just takes keeping at it and getting his name out there and keeping it out there and showing people that this is real grassroots support. Fox News just kept waving off how well he was doing in the polls. Well, that's just the Ron Paul campaign people. They were just dialing over and over and over again. We need to show them that's not the case. We need to take away all their excuses for excluding him. And we can only do that by still doing the stuff in cyberspace, absolutely, but also taking it out of cyberspace into the streets, into the local stations, into the local media, write letters to the editor, do everything you can to get Ron Paul's name out there and get people knowing what he stands for and why we need a president like him. Because otherwise, it's going to be one of those other yahoos in the Republican Party, and we know how bad that would be. Or even more likely, it's going to be one of the Democrat front runners, Hillary or Obama or someone like that, and that's no good. And so far, I hate to say it, but the Libertarians don't have anyone worth voting for yet. That might change, but even so, just the fact that they're running in the Libertarian Party doesn't get a lot of vote totals. This is an opportunity. We've got a true small government constitutionalist libertarian running as a major party. So let's all do what we can, take it out of cyberspace and into the real world, into the media, and do whatever we can. And again, anyone who has any ideas for this, please respond to this video or post comments below, and let's see if we can get some good ideas together of what we can do about it. Thank you.